Farmer's Guide Consultancy. In this publication, pests. Tomato fruitworms, Helicobacter, also called corn earworms and cotton bollworms, are insects that attack tomatoes and other plants. The fruitworm, in its larva form, attacks a tomato by tunneling. It consumes the tomato's interior and leaves a cavity filled with fluid and droppings. The tomato quickly decays and rots. Once tomatoes have been attacked by fruitworms, the fruit is no longer usable. The best way to deal with tomato fruitworms is to go on the offensive. Watch plants closely to keep an eye out for eggs and then larvae, which look like worms. Tobacco budworm is principally a field crop pest, attacking such crops as alfalfa, clover, cotton, flax, soybean, and tobacco. However, it sometimes attacks such vegetables as cabbage, cantaloupe, lettuce, pea, pepper, pigeon pea, squash, and tomato, especially when cotton or other favored crops are abundant. The larva feeds voraciously upon tomato plants, producing large galleries in leaves, burrowing in stalks, and consuming apical buds and green and ripe fruits. It is capable of causing a yield loss of 100%. Tomato is the main host plant, but T. absoluta also attacks other crop plants of the nightshade family, including potato, eggplant, pepino, pepper and tobacco. It is known from many solanaceous weeds, including Datura stramonium, Lycium chilense, and Solanum nigrum. The adult moth has a wingspan around 1 centimeter. In favorable weather conditions, 8 to 10 generations can occur in a single year, causing discoloration defoliation. Aphids. Aphids are soft-bodied insects that use the piercing sucking mouthparts to feed on plant sap. They usually occur in colonies on the undersides of tender terminal growth. Heavily infested leaves can wilt or turn yellow because of excessive sap removal. While the plant may look bad, aphid feeding generally will not seriously harm healthy, established trees and shrubs. Stink bug. The plants that have been infested by these foul-smelling insects will exhibit various signs, like discoloration of green tomatoes and formation of whitish or yellowish marks underneath the skin of ripe tomatoes. Whiteflies are sap-sucking insects which can reduce plant growth rates and cause leaf chlorosis, senescence or death, depending on the level of infestation. As they feed, whiteflies excrete honeydew on which black sooty mold grows, resulting in reduced photosynthesis and blemishes that may render plants unmarketable. The saliva can produce toxic effects resulting in abnormal growth in some plants. Thrips. Extremely active, thrips feed in large groups. They leap or fly away when disturbed. Host plants include onions, beans, carrots, squash and many other garden vegetables, and many flowers, especially gladioli and roses. Both adults and the wingless larvae are attracted to white, yellow and other light-colored blossoms and are responsible for spreading tomato spotted wilt virus and impatiens necrotic spot virus, making holes in leaves. Flea beetles. There are many species of flea beetles. They are small jumping insects, similar in appearance to fleas. A voracious pest, they will damage plants by chewing numerous small holes in the leaves. When populations are high, flea beetles can quickly defoliate and kill entire plants. They feed most on hot sunny days and attack a wide variety of plants including beans, cabbage, corn, eggplant, potatoes, peppers, tomatoes, lettuce and most seedlings. Cutworm. Cutworms are moth larvae that hide under litter or soil during the day, coming out in the dark to feed on plants. A larva typically attacks the first part of the plant it encounters, namely the stem, often of a seedling, and consequently cuts it down, hence the name cutworm. Mites. Spider mites. Spider mites quickly become immune to whatever you do to try to kill them. If you don't take care of your spider mite problem by eradicating them completely from your grow room, you may soon find you have a population of super mites. The two-spotted spider mite, which specializes in cannabis, seems to be particularly resistant to insecticides and is sometimes referred to as the Borg in the cannabis growing community. These Borg spider mites with 2 spots on the back can be almost impossible to get rid of. Russet mites. Seen through a lens, russet hemp mites are tapered, translucent, wedge-shaped cylinders that take on a yellow tint, especially in groups. unlike most varieties of mites, a rear feed, including russet mites, have only 2 pairs of legs.